Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another, almost a review, but this time it's a commentary. This is for Andrew. He sent in a paid request. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos or topics or randomness, out of the blueness, rankings, reactions, re-reviews, whatever it may be, pretty much anything, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for a commentary on Superman 3. So let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. Nope, not yet. Wait. Okay, I want to make sure it's at the... right at the beginning, paused. Alright, let's try this again. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. Warner Brothers logo. Now, I don't care what anyone says, I love this film. Yes, it's campy, but this is the type of camp I have fun with and I'm entertained by. Compared to, like, I don't know, Spider-Man from 2002. Which that film's very campy too, but that film gets the pass. This film's too campy. You think Spider-Man from 2002 isn't campy? But this one I find more entertainment out of Christopher Reeve, Richard Pryor, the evil Superman. And I saw this film many times when I was a kid. I always enjoyed it. I always thought it was a fun movie, entertaining film. It was a pickpocket. A TV set? Yeah. I know Richard Pryor, he was a fan of the Superman movies, and that and the paycheck helped him get into this part. I know a lot of people said, oh, Richard Pryor sold out because he's doing this movie. But yeah, I think he's entertaining as Gus. No, it's not up there with the stand-up comedy where he's much more raw, but I still think he's a fun, likable character. That girl definitely seems like a New Yorker. See, even a Superman movie got someone smoking. Can't even have that nowadays. Earn big money, become a computer programmer. I mean, really what he becomes is a hacker. And for 1983, that was not typical to have like a computer hacker be part of your plot. I mean, you had films like War Games, and I mean, that wasn't typical. Like now, it's like that's a typical plot, typical story. In 1983, not the most typical. And this is an opening scene that I know a lot of people dislike because it's very heavily comedic. Where you have this effect of just this series of unfortunate events catapults one event into the other. But it's definitely, I mean, sorry, now I'm just watching the film because it's been a while since I've seen this. And yeah, I enjoyed the first Superman. It's a great movie, although I don't care for the ending with going around the world. Superman 2, I do like. But this one, I mean, it's one of my personal favorite Superman films. I just find it highly entertaining. Even this whole bonkers insanity it's crazy series of events, but Superman himself, Christopher Reeve is still Christopher Reeve Superman. He's taking it seriously, even though the events are crazy. Which was a lot of the comics. A lot of the comics were that. Fuck, there was this bit where Superman fought fucking Muhammad Ali in a boxing match. I mean, if the heart is in the right place, I'm fine with a little bit of silliness. And the thing with Spider-Man is that I can understand a little bit of silliness, but that one is like, I don't care for Tobey Maguire, I don't care for Kirsten Dunst. Here, though, it just... Sorry, there's all this stuff going on, I don't even know where to start. Obviously, Richard Donner was doing Superman. Rest in peace, Richard Donner. Then he was doing Superman 2. Hey, let's stop, see how Superman 1 works out. Because he had a complaint with the Salkinds, the guys producing this. They fired him. They hired another guy. The guy's name is Richard Lester, in order to finish up Superman 2. And then they got him into this. And this film did make money. This film was a success. It was just looked on as a... People going, what the hell is this about? I don't know why the top portion of the screen is blurry, though, in that bit. I don't know why that top portion was blurry. Like when he flew over there. I will say I do wish John Williams had come back to do the score, because I do think Ken Thorne's score is a bit stepped down from John Williams. I'll give you that. But it's definitely this sort of bonkers zaniness of... it's kind of this mesmerizing thing that makes me go, like, what's going to happen next? And how this series of unfortunate events just keeps catapulting over and over again, and just, like, where's this all leading up to? Good reflexes, though, catching that pie. Just wrong target. But Christopher Reeve, he's definitely just greatly missed. I mean, he was Superman, and granted, it was success, and it hurt his career in which he was typecast, and now, when the years went on, people only thought of him as Superman. But he played the role so well. And I know Christopher Reeve hated this film. That's why he really didn't want to do another Superman unless he helps write the film, and that was part of the deal. Superman 4, he writes the film, it's his story, but also to get this other film made. Which he did with him and Morgan Freeman. Street Smart. And then Superman 4, that became a clusterfuck. I think, okay, I know I haven't done much in 10 minutes. I've just kind of been lollygagging around. As we have our characters from the first two films come back. Perry White, Jimmy Olsen, and Lois Lane. The reasons I like the film, I think it has a nice energy to it. I think that Christopher Reeve once again does a good job. I think it has a certain comic book feel to it, which makes sense because it's based on a comic book movie. I like the whole. I love Richard Pryor. I'm a big fan of him. I think it was nice to see him added to the cast. I like that it comes into the sci-fi computer, evil computer, evil AI type of motif, which made it. I didn't even feel more like a comic book aesthetic to it. I liked Margot Kidder's Lois Lane, but hey, she's off to do a job. She's off to do work. The love story didn't really work out in Superman 2. You had to kiss her memories away. So then, other prospects, for example, Annette O'Toole. I really liked Annette O'Toole. I thought the scenes between Reeve and Annette worked rather well. I like that it's not fucking Lex Luthor yet again about land. I just think it's simply fun. I just think it's a simply fun movie. Sorry, Andrew, this probably isn't going to be much of a commentary. I mean, Christopher Reeve really did a good job portraying both the nerdy Clark Kent who is affable and aw shucks type of quality, but it didn't come off as corny and campy. It felt like this is his believable portrayal of Clark Kent. Like the fact that he's looked at this, he's going golly. It doesn't come off as fake or phony. It comes off as okay. This is a small town guy growing up, have this persona intermixed with when he has to put on the Superman cape. At least it is. It's kind of cool to see this early version of computer hacking motif that's way ahead of its time. Like again, this is something that you could see done in a film today. But it was cool to see like all this 80s, like this is how computers were back in the day, and monitors and all this other jazz. Like we're supposed to get 225 a week. Yeah, it's probably been. It was 225, and you get like 143. That's $80. That's a lot to take out. This seems a bit much. Like okay, it's 225, and you get 143. I think you're getting ripped off, dude. They're not gonna take $80 out. That's about $80. They don't. I mean, they take a lot out, but they don't take that much out. So I think you're getting ripped off. There's something else going on. In $80, if you did a check and they took 80 bucks, I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong with that. And then you get the ideas of the fractions and how you're able to, which I think, yeah, in Office Space they do the same bit. They even reference Superman 3, an Office Space, where they do the same thing and how to, you know, a penny here, a penny there, a fraction there. and you could just go way up in the money chain. And he just happens to have a talent to do this. And Richard Pryor, like I said, I've always been a fan of. My favorite film of his is See No Evil, Hear No Evil. But, I mean, you had Stir Crazy, you had Bustin' Loose, you had his stand-up live in concert, live on the Sunset Strip, Here and Now. Enjoyed all those stuff. But yes, See No Evil, Hear No Evil, which is the third of four collaborations with him and Gene Wilder. Because there was... What was the one with the train? Silver Street. There was Silver Street, there was Stir Crazy, there was See No Evil, Hear No Evil, and then there was Another You, which was god-awful movie. God-awful film. But... Can't tell with his fires. You could tell, like, within the script, they're like, okay, it's going to be a while before another action scene happens, so we need something in between to keep the movie going on. So we need, Superman to do something. If he can't fight a bad guy, then he's gotta... And that's the tough thing with the Superman stories, that Superman is so powerful. He has so many different types of powers. He's got X-ray vision, he's got heat vision, he's got the super breath, cold breath. He can fly. He's almost invulnerable. He's faster than speeding bullet. He's all of this stuff of what do you do? What obstacles do you put in front of him that makes him like believable that he has to deal with. He has to be able to stop. That's why it seems like it's a character that usually is more apt for an animated show, animated movie, comics. Well, in a movie you got a budget, you can only do so much. Now this guy on the right, I believe that's Al Matthews from Aliens, Sergeant Apone. Check your corners, check your corners. Like if you put a mustache on him, that's Apone. Just another day in the Corps. Every meal's a banquet. I love the Corps. I guess that, yeah, technically he did this before Aliens. Because this was 83 and Aliens was 86. Lo and behold, yeah, Superman saving people. I know that's such a shame. Because now everything has to make Superman into a fucking bad guy. Or a Superman type into a bad guy. Like Zack Snyder, even Man of Steel, it just seemed like glum and gloomy and... Then Batman v Superman. Oh my god, I gotta save people. Can't believe I gotta save people. I'm so depressed, I'm saving people. And then he was a bad guy for a little bit, and then did Justice League, and... Even Superman type, like Invincible. The Superman type voiced by J.K. Simmons, he was the bad guy. What was the Eternals, even. The one who flies, that try to be like the Superman type, he's the fucking bad guy. Just... I think they even have like the Suicide Squad game. And Superman, in the trailer, Superman's acting like a bad guy. Just... You can't have Superman be a hero. Because this is white guy. And that's what I mean, like, the film didn't feel like a remake of the first two movies. It was doing its own thing, but it still had the budget. Like, if Superman 4 had a budget, maybe it could work. But then you have this ridiculous costume and this ridiculous villain, and... Here's, like, you see the budget. You see, like, this big chemical fire and all these little bits of fire around. done for real. It's not way before CG, model work, explosions, something he can't punch his way out of, so he's got to use his brain, use his wits to find a different way to defeat this problem. This goes back to the serials back in the day. Superman coming in and just saving people, flying around, helping people. Yeah, I always enjoy this scene because it seemed a bit more unique and a bit different, and you still have your spectacle with the fires and stuff, but Superman has to, okay, what other power can we implement? Okay, he's got the freeze breath. Let's implement that. See, again, Superman is not being dumb. He's using his brain. He's actually being smart about it. I always thought this seemed pretty cool. Like, let's freeze a layer of the lake and lift the whole fucking thing. And the effects, I mean, for 1983, they're fine for 83. That's the thing. This wasn't made in 1993 or 2003. It was made in 1983, and what you were able to do at that time, I think it works well enough for, again, the time period. Granted, there's a part of me that's like, why didn't you just go around going to all the fire? But I mean, this is pretty cool. This is a neat idea too. I guess technically you just super speed or blow out the fire. Hey, if it works, it works. I thought the whole point of him going back to Smallville and learning a little bit of his history and the small town vibe to it, again, made it seem a bit different compared to the first two. Wasn't a carbon copy. A little bit even more, learning more about Superman's history, but it connecting with this woman he had a crush on back in the day. And I thought Annette O'Toole did a good job. She was very likable, sweet. I like Margot Kidder, but I'd probably say I like Annette O'Toole a little bit more. But yeah, I like Margot Kidder. She does a good job in Superman. Now, this guy, Sally, has passed away recently, I believe. Was it Gavin or Hurley? I can't remember his name, but this guy was the drunk. He was in a couple stuff. I think he was in the Descent Part 2 and a few others, but yeah, I think Sally, he's passed away. Ah, there's Annette O'Toole. Lana Lane. And even that editing, I didn't mind, where it showed like a school photo and then back to how they look in current time. 1965, class of 1965. But I thought, the stuff between him and Neto 2 was actually rather sweet. So with me, I like that stuff. I think that's a sweet little side story. I think Richard Pryor is fun. As a comic book fan back in the day, the whole sci-fi evil computer AI stuff was cool. And when that one woman turns to a fucking robot at the end, that's kind of creepy. I just don't think it's as fucking bad as people make it out to be. It's silly, but again, Christopher Reeve himself is not making fun of the character. It's like some of the Roger Moore James Bond films, like The Spy Who Loved Me. A little bit like sci-fi, but I still think it's entertaining. And The Spy Who Loved Me, I think, is one of the best James Bond films. But this guy I always thought was a memorable drunk. Just his whole demeanor and just seemed like such a dick. But a dick that you just wait to see his comeuppance on. Does he have like, he was like the football jock who thought he was cool, but now he's just a fucking drunk. And then Clark Kent, the nerdy guy, is the one who actually made it to the city. I think this persona of Clark Kent, he's a bit, silly or goofier, but at the same time, Christopher Reeve had that with the performance he gives. As a person, I don't know. As a person, I hear different things, that he was hard to work with, that he was uptight, and, people who worked with him don't always have the best things to say about him, like John Carpenter, and even some of the co-stars of Superman, the movie, like, the one guy who played one of the Kryptonians said, oh, Christopher Reeve was a bit of a dick. Oh, yeah. I forgot, like, how much money he got out of this. He pretty much stole from the company. Which Robert Vaughan will find out. $85,000. Imagine trying to cash it in a bank. Like, how do you do that to cash in the bank? By the way, here's $85,000. Yeah, I want that in cash. And I want to get the fuck out of Dodge. Because, yeah, they don't find out pretty quickly. You have $85,000 gone. Just boom. What the fuck happened with that? But, actually, I'll be right back. I am paused at 26 minutes 49 seconds, and I need to do something real quick. I'll be right back. Good, sorry I had to take care of a couple things, but bear with me. I'll just edit this together. So 26 minutes 49 seconds. I'm paused. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. As Lana Lane and Clark Kent are talking to each other. Definitely that small hometown feel to it. Is there possible love that has been lost? I forgot that she has to call Metropolis the Big Apricot. Because you can't call it the Big Apple because it really would be New York. So, I mean, Lon is a character that wanted more out of life. She wanted more out of the situation. And now she's stuck in a small town with this kid. And, she wanted to go to the city. She wonders why she stays in town, but she's kind of stuck there. She even mentioned she had to pawn her diamond ring to do stuff, so. And sort of regret of, this is the guy that got away. This is the guy who I let get away. Well, yeah, she just said that. I guess that's the one that got away. We have Robert Vaughan, which you could say is a Lex Luthor type, but I still found Robert Vaughan enjoyable. Get a hold of yourself. No one else will. I thought that I think Robert Vaughn is fun. He's definitely relishing in the role as the villain. It's a Lex Luthor type. It's not exactly like Lex Luthor. It is not talk about land and stuff. And it's all the stuff with the computer. I mean, I've already said that before. Nutritionist, yeah. Sure, she's got a lot of nutrition between your legs. I would say the production value is actually rather good. Like, this office looks really cool. This is a pretty neat looking office. Like, you actually take a good look around. Like, this is a good looking office. Like, I could live in this office. I like the color scheme. It looks almost futuristic, but it's not. That couch looks pretty comfortable too. Afterwards, he's like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna a low profile," and then here comes Richard Pryor. That's a pretty good looking car, but it's like, come on, dude. Like, no one's gonna fucking know this. I wouldn't have come back to the fucking job if you stole $85,000. I'd be like, yep, I'm going. Although no, you can't do that because they'd be, oh, that's convenient. You quit just at this time, so yeah, that's true too. Here comes the drunk here. I don't know, I thought the actor did a good job showcasing this boorish personality where, for Annette O'Toole, there's the guy that she should have been, and a guy that's still, guy who thought he was cool in school, but in real life he's a fool. Come on, Katie, you got bowl better than that. I like bowling. I haven't been bowling in a long time, but I do like bowling. I'm not good at it, but it's a fun thing that again I haven't done a whole lot, but it's like playing pool. And that's pretty smart. You have the powder, so this there you go. I think that's pretty funny. That's pretty endearingly funny. Yep, the boss. Why you want to see me? Yeah, I also think this is kind of what would have happened if Eddie Murphy really did get Star Trek 4. Because, like Richard Pryor saying, I'm a big Superman fan. Then you got Superman 3, and it was turned out to be... I really enjoyed the film, and it did make money, but it was scoffed at and ridiculed. The same thing probably could have happened with Star Trek 4. And you know, Star Trek 4, like Star Trek 4 is a much more fun, humorous movie, like compared to Star Trek 2. You know, Star Trek 2, then you look at Star Trek 4. Star Trek 4 is a much more, again, humorous movie. Double dumbass on you. The punk, well, fuck you. But that's looked at positively. To me, for a good reason. It's actually my favorite Star Trek film, but that's looked at. You know, you have the Star Trek 2, much more serious, dire, Spot dying at the end. And then Star Trek 4, much more fun, humorous stature. So I think it's funny that that film, again, I like the movie a lot, but that gets a pass. But then this film, that's bad. And I'm like, okay. That's one of the reasons why I like Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze. Yes, the first one is much more serious. It's a kid's film still, but you have a turtle going to coma. But I'm fine being a little bit more fun and silly with the sequel. As long as you stand right by the characters themselves. Like Star Trek 4, the Ninja Turtles 2, Superman 3, they stand right by the lead character. Superman himself is not hurt. Character-wise, character assassination-wise, he still stands for truth, justice, the American way. The Turtles are still brotherhood, bonding with each other in Secret of the Ooze. Star Trek 4, the crew are still together, trying to help each other out. Idea is, there's no character assassination. If that sticks to the landing, then you can go outside the barrier of silliness, goofiness, whatever it may be. And it's Superman. I think it's fine for the Superman. Like, if it was a Batman, I can understand. Like, Batman and Robin, I think, is an awful movie. Superman, I think it's that winking at the audience every 5 minutes. Look how silly we are. I don't think it's doing that. And so Robert Vaughn's like, let me use this ability of a computer hacker. Again, not typical for 1983. Like, the plot, that part of the plot is actually rather ahead of its time. Again, a hack. I mean, what was that fucking movie Black Hat that Michael Mann directed with Chris Hemsworth? It was about a hacker using his hacking skills and computer to destroy shit. Is that the plot of Superman 3? But, you know... Oh, I didn't know your mother was here. I'm his sister. I forget this actress's name, but I thought these actors are doing a good job in their roles. I don't think they're bad at all. That's actually pretty valid, where Robert Vaughn says, because Richard Pryor asks, well, how do you do that? Same thing with everything else in the 20th century. You push buttons. Which is true. You push buttons on a phone. You push buttons on a computer. You push buttons on monitors. That's actually a very valid quote. And then pretty much Richard Pryor saying, like, we have to be careful about being trapped, so you gotta be somewhere else so you don't get trapped. Nowadays it'd be, oh, what's that called? I should know it because so many fucking YouTubers, they promote it at the beginning of their videos. Hey, James Rolfe Angry Video Game promotes a lot of his videos. Ooh, Ryan the Clincher. I like Richard Pryor's reaction to his face. I think that's pretty damn funny. I don't give a fuck. I think this is an underrated sequel. It's fun. It's fun. God forbid. It's fucking fun. If people can have fun with Spider-Man, Sam Raimi's films, I can have fun with this. All Sam Raimi Spider-Man films has this campy, silly aspect to them. But then this one is so bad because it has it. Again, go figure. But hey, you know, if you like both, cool. If you like one or the other, cool. The reason I keep mentioning is that, again, people... The difference for me is that, again, unlike Tobey Maguire, I actually like Christopher Reeve. I liked his performance, and... But for, you know, it's on the flip side, there people feel the same way about Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. So just that's all subjective. It's all subjective. It's just how it is with everything. People have their likes and dislikes, their own. Why do you like this superhero but you don't like this one? But that person feels the exact opposite. And it's just how it is. See, even that's kind of a nice little moment. Like he could, like that feels like Superman. Like he thinks it's pate or it's dog food. Instead of yelling and screaming, "What the fuck is this?" It's like it's good. Like again, it's Superman is the guy who we would look as we want to think of he's the best out of all of us. Like this is the guy that has the most powers. He's the most powerful being ever. And he could use it to take over the world like that one movie, Brightburn. But he uses it because of his ideals and his morals, which we saw a bit in Superman the movie. You were here for a reason. It's not to just to score touchdowns. Which you didn't have in Man of Steel. Because instead what Kevin Costner said, when the kid asked, was I supposed to let him die? And Kevin Costner goes, maybe. See, that's Zack Snyder's fucking point of view when it comes... Zack Snyder was not the right guy for Superman. Zack Snyder was the type of guy that literally in an interview he said the reason he got in the comic books was because of sex and violence. I like sex and violence, but I also like the other stuff too. That's what Zack Snyder likes. That's why what got him in the comics was Watchmen. The reason he likes Watchmen, in his words, was because of the violence and sex. That's why that was amplified in Watchmen, the comic, the violence and sex. You had that big sex scene in slow motion. In Watchmen. I'm sorry, in my opinion, that's not the right guy to do a fucking Superman movie. And for me, in my opinion, it was proven with Man of Steel boner. And that's a written interview that he said. That's how he got Watchmen. Or that's how he got into comics. It's like when Batman Begins came out and he said, that's not dark. Or he said, well, yeah, people say that's dark, but in my movie, if you want to talk about dark, Batman could be raped in prison. That, to me, that's dark. That's how Zack Snyder looks. And then his butt boy, David Goyer, he's a guy that's like, who here's heard of Martian Manhunter? Okay, now who here has ever been laid? Or, oh, She-Hulk? She was only made so that the Hulk could fuck someone. And be like, they're related? Well... Here we have a little bit of an action scene. But yeah, it's one of those scenes where it's like every... Don't go too far along without Superman doing something. Which is understandable. I mean, you want to see Superman in a Superman movie. So here how do we introduce Superman into this playing field? This is how. Something simple, not... Oh, it's a fight where there's 85 fucking CGI people go ba 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 ba, and it looks like a giant video game. No, he wants to save a kid from this accident. Sometimes simple can work. And then Richard Pryor having this fucking this character that he pretends to play. I like this little accent he gives, and this shitty looking suit. But even his reaction when he saw the suit is like, oh my fucking god. And the character's name is Brad. I think it's Gavin or her. That might not be his name. I don't remember. I thought his last name was O'Hurley. I don't remember his first name. So I don't know at the end credits. But just this dumbfounded confusion as to what the fuck is going on. He's probably still in the midst of a hangover, but I thought he did a good job portraying this like dumbfounded, like what? What the hell are you talking about? And then Richard Pryor trying to sweet talk his way into this. I miss Richard Pryor. That's another thing. I really do miss Richard Pryor. I think he was a great talent. Again, in real life, he had his inner demons. He did stuff that I don't really agree with on a personal level, with how he treated certain people, certain wives. I don't agree with that at all. But on the flip side, I do think he was one of the best comedic talents, stand-up talents, and I actually liked a lot of his movies. I know a lot of people didn't, but sorry about that. I actually think a lot of the movies he was in was enjoyable. So he was also in The Toy. He was in Brewster's Millions. The Toy and this movie like made money, but then you go like Brewster's Millions. I don't think made a lot of money. See No Evil, Hear No Evil did. It actually made a decent chunk of change. And it was sad, like later on. It seemed like when he got into late 80s and he had his affliction trembling more and more, I think he kind of, I don't know what you call like a come to Jesus moment. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Sorry, I just like, what the fuck is like a Kentucky Fried Chicken bag? Like, where'd that come from? Sorry, I just call off like it's like a Kentucky Fried Chicken, but like what is it, like a carryout bag? I want some. I guess I would take KFC, but yeah, I want some fucking. I wish there was Popeye's chicken around here. I would gladly get that. But yeah. Well, I mean, it's entertaining. I'll take this over any fucking superhero film nowadays. Because at least it has personality, at least it has character to it. Yep, there's a Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's like I guess a carryout bag, but someone decided to keep it and hang it up on the door. I never noticed the KFC bag. Was KFC a sponsor of this movie? Fly to your closest KFC to get the new 10-piece with the biscuit. Yeah, that makes me hungry now. but oh, I think I was talking about Richard Pryor. Like at the end of his career and his life, I was enjoying some of those movies, like Critical Condition. It's sad because you could tell he was not. You could tell there's something off. But I still like the movie Critical Condition. And then I did See No Evil, Hear No Evil is my personal favorite. I actually have the Blu-ray right over here. Yeah, there it is right there. I really enjoy it. And that was probably the last film he was in that was a hit. Because after that it was Another You, which was awful. Probably his worst film. He was really far gone. He had a bit role in the David Lynch film Lost Highway. And it was like a role anybody could have played. He was in it for like 2 minutes at most. What can a drunk actor do? Oh yeah, he's drunk acting, so he's fucking up a lot of things. And it's sad because it's not her fault. She didn't do this. And she seemed like a sweet lady. $176,000. Although I will say for $176,000, that's actually a pretty subtle reaction if you thought she did it. And this is like too far, but I gotta admit I was entertained by this. When the lights start fighting. I don't know how the hell that works, but like how the fuck this works in this world with the two lights start fighting, but green wins. Flawless victory. I don't know how the fuck that makes sense with the movie, but I'm laughing. I'm sincerely laughing, so it's not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. But I was laughing. I was sincerely laughing. That I got more entertainment out of that than the fucking 2.5 hour The Eternal, The Eternals. That fucking movie. Or Black Widow, or Shang-Chi, or I like the Suicide Squad that came out, but other than that, I mean, I got more out of that one scene than those fucking films combined. And people say, oh, it's just nostalgia. Does nostalgia play a part of it? Sure. Sure. But when I think it's a sincerely decent looking film for the time of 1983, I'm not bored. It's 2 hours, but it's not 2.5 hours long or almost 3 hours long like a lot of these movies. It's got a personality to it. It's got a sense of fun to it. It's not boring. It's got colorful personality with characters. Okay, this is the group that won the trip to South America, and they once they get there, they're up shit creek. A hurricane's coming. Yeah, I know how that goes. It's a Godzilla movie. There you go, like any minute now you just don't see Godzilla walk by. Superman versus Godzilla, there you go. That'd be a movie, Superman versus Godzilla. But yeah, that's the Vulcan weather station. Where's wasn't it the plot of that one Avengers, the not the Marvel Avengers, but the one based on the UK TV show, the one with Sean Connery. In the 90s, there was the Avengers. I think that was the case in that. I believe that was the case. Fuck you shit. Hey, Bubba. That's the size of it, Bubba. And this is how rich this guy is. Like, it's the middle of the fucking city, but he's got this little winter wonderland on top of the fucking skyscraper. I was like, well, how the fuck do you manage that? But it's probably, you know what, I mean, we're all different. We all have our different thoughts and processes. It's like why some people like Batman and Robin, why some people like Spider-Man 3. And I go, I don't get it. The same goes for, I don't get why you like Superman 3. It's like, we all have our different personalities. And there's Richard Pryor being so infectious, like this whole thing with like, gets the, da, 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 da. His day was flapping in the wind, he was fine, he was great. It just, his energy is infectious. It looked like a flag. You're right in the middle of this big plantation. Boom, boom. And he checked everything out with his x-ray vision. Tss, tss, tss. Then he put these laser beams out of his eyes. The driver's in the men's room. You know what I mean, right? He flew. He saw what really caused trouble, and he flew into the tornado, and he made it. He turned it upside down. I just like Robert Vaughan's look. Like, bullshit. Superman was bad. Oh, that's the thing with Superman that's tough is that, sorry, my nose is itching. When you have a guy that's that all-powerful and the only thing that you hurt him is kryptonite, that's really what you can only go back on is the kryptonite. Because how else so you don't fight Superman and without it seeming redundant? I guess even with the Kryptonians, with how powerful they are, maybe, but you never really thought Superman would die. You just worried that other people would be hurt by it. So it's like either you worry that people will be hurt or he'll die from kryptonite. I've been thinking, I can't see. Sorry, I'm just waiting for the moment. Let me tell you something. I can't see. And yeah, this is very over the top, I will say. That's how he falls off a fucking skyscraper, and yet... idea is very silly, it's very ridiculous, but I think I laughed because Richard Pryor, I think, pulls off the physicalness with his reaction. At least if you're going to put the kryptonite, at least they do something a little bit different where you have this, was it unknown that you don't know about? Yeah, unknown, 0.57%. And by altering it, you get a different type of kryptonite, which doesn't kill him, but just makes him evil. Which was a cool idea. I mean, that's happened in the comics where there was different types of kryptonite, so it was nice to see that implemented into it. Like, if you don't bring the kryptonite angle back in, do something a little bit more different, unique, and it did that. And it has, that showcases one of the best parts of this film. Is the evil Superman stuff. And then the Superman Clark Kent fight, which to me is one of the best points of the entire franchise. Is that Clark Kent Superman fight. Yeah, Superman is the all-powerful, but what makes the inner core is Clark Kent. Like, Superman is the costume, but it's Clark Kent that makes the man. Clark Kent's sensibilities, his morality, is the inner core of Superman. That's one of the many issues of Man of Steel, is that there was no Clark Kent. There was barely any Clark Kent, I should say. I can't say there was none. I found there was barely any Clark Kent in that stuff. This is what it felt like to me. You the best around, nothing's ever gonna keep you down. I wonder if that's just one of those things where he saw that on set and said, let me play around with this. Or maybe that's something they had to literally bring in. Like, hey, let me play around with this, and well, I'm sure Superman is like, well, you know what, I got a lot of other stuff I need to save. I have no time to sit here for a fucking cake. What was it, the wheat teen behind? What the fuck is the wheat teen? We all know you wearing your red underwear. Do you have an OnlyFans page? No, I'm just kidding. For a second, I thought that little kid had a Budweiser cap on. But that's the thing, is like, with little kids, what heroes do they really have to look up to? Because now it's like, hey, make sure this superhero is gay. Make sure this superhero is bi. We don't care about... I don't care about that. What's their morality? What's their sense of right and wrong? What's their sense of what makes someone good or bad? I don't care about who they fuck. I don't think little kids should get to know about who and what and when and where and how and why they fuck. This is... I didn't... it's like we doing this because, look, we're not homophobic, we're not sexist. And I'm like, well, maybe no one's really said you are except for spattering at people on Twitter, which is the loud minority. When I say minority, I mean, when you really look at Twitter, there's not a lot of people on Twitter compared to people in the US and the world. It's mainly like fucking whining people just but they're you're listening to them. I'm sure most people are like, what the fuck is he talking about? Well, that, and as well as what Richard Pryor is saying here. And yeah, I'm sure people are like, what the fuck is Richard Pryor going on about? Is he on drugs again? Yeah, just sort of Richard Pryor doing another one of these terror. I guess you would think he would see this and be instantly like, the last time I saw a green crystal, it killed me, or almost killed me. If I saw a green crystal again, I'd be like, I'm gone, and immediately vacate the premises. So again, I don't know why Superman looks at a green crystal and goes, yeah, I'll take it. I'm like, the last time you saw a green crystal was kryptonite, and like, fuck this. You almost died. But, maybe Superman thought he would feel... Was it in talking about KFC? You know that secret recipe with the chicken in the bucket? This is a fun line too, Robert Vaughan. I asked you to kill Superman, and you tell me you couldn't even do that one simple thing. I don't know why, but I always thought that was a funny line. I asked you to kill Superman, and you couldn't do that one simple thing. Out here, we're about ready to get the start of the... Hasn't happened yet, but we'll see it a little bit. The evil Superman. I thought they had the right balance where you don't, you don't want to go too far because it's just a bit too creepy, but at least to a certain amount. And give it a different performance for Christopher Reeve to play. Where he could be drunk and grimacing and... That's why if you wanted to have like an evil Superman... But what the hell was that one? Like Superman 4, if it was like another Christopher Reeve... But there's no way you could do that with the budget. And you see Superman turning a little bit. Like, hey, you're a good looking girl. I mean, Christopher Reeve is a good actor. It was nice to see him play a different type of role, even as Superman. And yeah, you're just so endearingly innocent and believable as this type of character. That's the thing, he was messing around too long, he didn't get here in time. He was a bit late to the party. I love this guy. Lean Tower Pizza. Yeah, but I just love this guy. And this is where Superman just being a dick. Like, I guess he's just flying around the world. He just got to here and said, I don't know, fuck around. Let me just be a dick. You know, this is like a slanted penis. You can't have a slanted penis. They gotta fix this shit. Call me Big Papa Pump. I'm gonna fix your shit and, yeah, fuck your merchandise. I feel like that's the only reason he did, just to fuck with that guy. Jeez, he waves at him. It's like... Sorry, I'm just watching. I'm just listening to the dialogue. Sorry about that. I don't know the time span between all this, like how long it's been going, like the fact that magazine literally has let's censure Superman. So has this been going on for a week or so? Just Superman being a dick? That's it. If you try to go too far and he's killing people, that's very hard to come back from that. So it's like, okay, just have him be a dick. Which was a different change of pace, but not too far that you can't come back from it. Like here's the Olympic torch. Just be a total fucking troll. Hey, the Olympic torch. Oh, fuck that shit. Yeah, you prayed all around. I'm glad you ran up all those stairs, but they ain't gonna matter for shit, because... Uh, goodbye. Yeah. Fuck your torch. Later, dick. Be like, what the fuck? That's definitely a... Even that little bit is interesting because it showcases that maybe this whole dumb blonde is all for show. Like, this girl is actually a lot smarter than she looks and acts. She just pretends to be the dumb blonde just to get in with these other folks. I'm the ditzy blonde, but she's actually reading this very heavy book about transit. What was it about? I forget the pure logic. I forget the title of the book. Even that's like a little nice detail that some people may miss. Now to take care of the oil company. And Richard Pryor goes along with it. But this is when he gets his idea for a computer. And that's where you go and get the creation of the supercomputer. But yeah, I mean sorry, I don't know what to talk about right now. I mean, with Superman, Superman the movie's probably the first one I did see. I did grow up with that. Like I said, Superman 2 I do like. And Superman 3 again was such a critical bomb, like just ridiculed that seemed like Christopher Reeve never wanted to play Superman again. And I think Superman 4 was just atrocious. There's a lot of other possibilities you could have done with the Superman character. And in fact, it would have been cool to see like a Superman-Batman team up in like 95 or 97 or something. You know, you pump up a good Superman 4 and maybe a Superman 5, and then you have a team up. I think they could do that after Batman 3 with Tim Burton, Michael Keaton. Just sadly a lot of wasted opportunities. Again, they definitely had a decent budget behind it because you have like different locations, different sets. Like again, this whole looks like James Bond layer. It does look like a James Bond. Like if you were told me this was like a Sean Connery James Bond, or even I could see it. I could definitely see it. And even these guys like, what the fuck is this? This is a stupid fucking detail. This is a stupid fucking message. I'm ignoring this shit. Something else going on here. It's weird to see, because this is also in Superman 4, to see the Statue of Liberty, because you know, we think of it as New York, and it's supposed to be Metropolis. So I guess this weird thing that the sites look like New York, Statue of Liberty's New York, but then we still have to keep calling it Metropolis. Like there's the Twin Towers. I believe that's the Twin Towers back there with the lights on. And even Superman here, you see that the color scheme of the costume is a little bit darker. Even the red looks a little bit darker. Face is a little bit unshaven. Just even give more of the dark Superman demeanor. Like, okay, don't shave for a few days. Again, the suit's a little bit darker. I actually like the look of the darker suit. I mean, it looks darker to me. Maybe I'm wrong, but it does look a bit darker. Same with the red. The red looks maroon. Again, maybe my eyes are just fooling me, but it looks like the red's more maroon color, and the blue it almost has a black quality. So, but yeah, I actually like the look. And it's kind of a nice twist. Like, what would happen if Superman was evil? Again, you can't have him like blow up. That's the balance. You can't have him do too much, so it's like, oh, holy shit, like this is too far gone, but do enough that there's a certain sense of danger. And I like that piece of the score. Like some of Ken Thorne is actually fairly good. I don't think it's up to par with John Williams in the first movie, but I mean, I don't think it's a bad score either. And it's one of the Part 3 movies I like. I mean, I like a lot of Part 3 movies. Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors. Rambo 3. Love Rambo 3. Rocky 3. Lethal Weapon 3. Here is Superman 3. I don't mind Friday the 13th Part 3. I would say my favorite Part 3s, I think Rambo 3 is number 1. Superman 3 is up there. Like I say, Lethal Weapon 3, Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. I guess we're to assume he fucked her. I mean, I would say that's the assumption. Yep. Sadly, this is relatable. Fighting for gas, get into a fist fight for gas. I mean, hell, just a fucking year ago you would see this stuff. And not just for gas as well, just for toilet paper. And then sadly, this would happen. And I don't know again what the time span is with all this, but yeah, that little shot of Richard Pryor, there's definitely a little bit of guilt, but at the same with Richard Pryor, he's not really doing anything to fix it. That's the thing, he's not doing anything to fix it. Yeah, he feels guilty, but he's not doing anything to fix the situation. So he's still, culpable to that status. I mean, but he does get a bit of redemption at the end, saving Superman. This gets into the materials to build this whole supercomputer thing. Which again, I love the idea behind it. I don't know, you don't get drunk again? I'm not going to appreciate shit. Just appreciate my foot up your ass. How about that? What else you got in Smallville? I don't know. A vibrator? God, do you remember, man, those old rotary phones? That takes me back, having that back in the day. We had 5, 7, 5. I mean, and you had the cord. That's how we used for phones back in the day, folks. There were no cell phones or anything. It literally had to be a cord and Superman getting his drink on. Oh, stuff like this I always thought just, I mean, be able to shoot peanuts like bullets. Just what do people want to do about it? And just burns the fucking mirror. There you go. That always stuck out in my mind, this scene. It always stuck out in my mind, because again, it was something a bit unique, and Christopher Reeve plays it fairly well. Yeah, he's drunk as shit. How much alcohol would it take for Superman to get drunk? Be lucky is that Zack Snyder, because if you call him a creep, he would have just burned your fucking head off. Fuck off, kid. So I'm just watching because they were leading up to my favorite scene in the movie. Yeah, this is my favorite scene in the bit. It's the whole Clark Kent versus Superman. I thought it was a cool idea, and I don't know who came with the idea. I don't know if it's the credited writer who is David and Leslie Newman, or if it was someone else. In this junkyard scene, but this whole motif of like the separation of the two and sort of the battle for the to overcome the inner turmoil going on with Superman here. And it showcases that while Superman is the outfit, what makes him the true hero is the man himself with the morality, which is Clark Kent. While Superman's, and again, well, I just, the way they were able to do Superman versus Superman here, so if they're able to do it here, they could have done Superman 4, but maybe it would have been just too much similar stuff. I thought some actually decent bits of editing, because you have to make it seem like these two are in the same hemisphere, in the same, scene together. Obviously, there's not two Christopher Reeves, but the way you're editing back and forth to give that illusion. And you got Christopher Reeve being able to play around, especially this bit here. Come on, come on, come on. I said he doesn't get to typically do as a Superman character. Of course, ass is not going to do anything. I think this idea that because acid doesn't do anything to him, he could just take it, just spit it back out. And you have like Superman. It's kind of like the Incredible Hulk versus Bruce Banner. Like the Hulk thinks of the other as weaker and you're nothing and I'm so much more powerful than you. But what makes the inner core is the morality portion, which is Bruce Banner here's. Like you could have the same bit where it's David, Bruce Banner, David Banner, however TV show movie you want to look at, versus the Hulk. This inner battle. Only here it's physical. Pretty much all this stuff's done to him. Which it is kind of a creepy bit where your hero like screaming in agony and seemed like being crushed to death with this, but you realize, no, this is nothing. But this bit here with like him screaming and no, it's not a fight scene in the vein of the Avengers. I think it's the bit coming out later. It's been a while since I've seen this, so I apologize. I'm getting a couple stuff wrong. I think it was is that a Blade Runner poster? Yeah, I think that's a Blade Runner poster behind him. Yeah, it's a Blade Runner poster. I didn't notice that. To the right of Clark Kent, it's a torn up Blade Runner poster. Yeah, you don't see it anymore, but I saw when he was swinging the tires, you would see it to his right. But yeah, I always thought it was kind of a decent, more than decent, I thought it was a pretty fun battle where the more boorish guy, the more innocent guy. Yeah, this is where it gets to what I was talking about before. Because this is when then Superman crushes the glasses as well. Yeah, this bit here. Which you would think, I mean, he would know what he's capable of, and this wouldn't, like, kill him or anything, but hey. I wouldn't be comfortable, though. That would be like a wake-up call. Now you pissed him off. See, now you pissed off Clark Kent. There you go. And it is a nice like symbolism of overcoming the dark part of yourself and coming to fruition. No, this is who I truly am. And that reveal just like that, I love that moment. Open up the shirt, there's a Superman logo, I'm back. This is who I am, I'm back. That's like a yeah moment. And then you have the Superman theme. Da 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 da. And there you go, fixing your mistakes. You had the freeze breath. You had the. We've seen some heat vision. Here we have the super breath now. Try to showcase some of his other powers. And that detail to have his mouth keep blowing as if he's keeping the stuff at bay. And the heat vision to There you go. Sorry, my bad. Just had a bad day. I was pissed off. I'm fine now. But yeah, I guess they thought just in case he came back. I mean, technically they wouldn't know that Superman would change his fate, so to speak, but I guess you don't have a backup plan. And yeah, this whole finale I do like with the whole like firing the missiles, avoiding all these missiles, and then again the whole sci-fi supercomputer thing. It just felt out of a comic book, and to me, I mean that in a good way. It's like I enjoyed Avengers: Age of Ultron because I looked at the finale, especially that bit with the heroes fighting the robots, is going this 360 slow mo. That felt like comic book panels come to life. Now it's, no, I don't know what the fuck it is now. I really don't. And that flying motif actually works out later because he's so afraid to fly even with Superman later on. Although if you fall off a fucking skyscraper with skis on, you'd probably be afraid of flying too. I think what's sad is that even these effects look better than in the Superman 4, which was like 87, like 4 years after this. I think that's another thing for me is that obviously they don't do this because they think it won't make them money. For me, a better usage of resources is taking movies and trying to fix them, like that were deemed bad, like Superman 4. You see, if you took Superman 4, but you fixed the effects, Star Trek 5, which I actually like Star Trek 5, but go in and fix the effects of Star Trek 5. That would actually be an interesting venture. Instead, you get like a Rocky Ford director's cut that no one gives a shit about. Or at least I don't. I'll speak for myself. I don't give a fuck about. He used the supercomputer. Yeah, Vera. That was the name of the sister, Vera. Although I'm like, well, Richard Pryor wanted this built in the first place. So, like, what was his goal? And again, this thing built up. Like, what was his full goal to do this? Are we going to the chasm? Shit ready to hit the fan, so to speak. And Robert Vaughan is a good actor. I mean, he was in The Magnificent Seven, Battle Beyond the Stars. He was in Black Moon Rising with Tommy Lee Jones and Linda Hamilton. He's been in other movies. I think he was in the Delta Force. But I would say this is maybe my favorite role of his. Definitely more of a substantial role compared to other ones where he's sort of a background or small supporting character. Yeah, don't tense up. Yeah, the fact that it looks like a literal like I don't want to say it looks better than Atari, but it looks like a Windows DOS game of Superman. And you have points. I mean, there are moments like that that go, too far, but I'm still smiling about it, so there you go. See, even that character could be the typical bull. There's little pieces here and there, like they did when she was reading that book earlier, or even that moment there, that, there's a little bit more to her than meets the eye. Damn, that seems like a pissed off Rocket with the red light. But I'm the pissed off one. Missile ready. Yeah, missiles ain't gonna do shit to Superman. It's fucking Superman missile. This was cool. Fuck off. Just tits all the missiles into them. Richard Pryor, what the fuck's going on here? It's getting kind of hectic. But here comes the super duper missile. Fucked him up for a little bit, but not out. Not for the knockout. There you go. Sorry about that. Sorry for the other edit. Just for some reason this counter getting a lot of distractions, either cat or she ordered something in the mail. It's a Christmas present for family member. So they're knocked on the door, so I had to go get it, sign for it. But that should be, I mean, we're almost to the end. So 1 hour, 42 minutes and 7 seconds. I'm paused at. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. We got Superman coming to, ready to go kick some ass. Of course he's still coming, it's Superman. Could have fooled me, mister. Sorry, but that wasn't me. And again, this does feel like something you would see in the comic books, this whole computer stuff. Seems like straight out of a comic book. Oh yeah, I just like that sci-fi aspect added to it. Yeah, Richard Pryor, what do you expect? You built all this shit, you let him try to take over the world? Like, what do you expect, Richard Pryor? I mean, you gave him a kryptonite thinking he was going to kill him. I mean, what do you expect? He's been complacent about it. There you go. and that's kryptonite. No shit, they're hurting. What do you think they would want to do? Spit on him? And finally he gets the courage and ideals to do the right thing. Finally he's did some cojones. But yeah, I do like Richard Pryor. I miss the guy. I loved his stand-up. I wish his stand-up was on Blu-ray, like Here and Now, or like if they did a Blu-ray set where it's live in concert, Here and Now, and live on the Sunset Strip, I would gladly purchase it because I did enjoy those stand-ups. And one of my favorite jokes is after his accident with freebasing, and his hair was on fire, and then he did the joke with the match. And he's like, since you guys love me so much. And he lit the match and he's going like this, like, what's this? Richard Pryor running down the street. And he did that. I mean, pretty damn funny. But I think he worked well in this. I mean, yes, it's a kid-friendly movie. It's rated, what, PG? But to me, it showcased that he could be funny even without cursing. With his demeanor, with his timing, with his personality. It makes me want to watch his other films again, like Critical Condition and See No Evil, Hear No Evil and stuff. I just miss the guy. Great comedic talent. I even like The Toy, despite how weird the movie is nowadays. I like the movie. Brewster's Millions I don't mind, but I think it's some missed opportunity with that. This true? There you go. He's like, get off me, motherfucker. Hey, it's motherfucking Superman. Ah, but it's a life of its own now. Holy sheep shit. That's what you meant to say, Richard, I know. But at least he tried to see Superman once there and then twice with smashing this shit to pieces. It wants to live. There's a part of me that almost wish I could see even more of a development of this AI computer and it gaining life. Almost like an Age of Ultron, kind of like what Age of Ultron, what they were trying to do among other stuff. Part of me is like, wish to see even more of that. Like little remnants of the computer coming to life, having a mind of its own, the build up to that. I would like to have seen even a little bit more of that. There you go, smash that shit up. There you go. Beat the shit out of it. And pretty much Pryor's out of it till the end of the movie. Fuck this, I'm gone. I'm going to see a Batman movie. But there's a reason why we set up the whole acid stuff in Smallville. Is for later. See, like right there, the way she talked, she was not the blonde bimbo. She was talking her true self. Is like, yeah, I'm gone. Goodbye. And yeah, this one as a kid, I always thought this was such a creepy fucking scene. The aesthetic, I think the effects were actually rather good for the time, and just this creepy cyborg with the eyeballs. I mean, as a kid, it's like, that's fucking creepy. That's like the Borg. I mean, in a way, it's kind of like the Borg or something. And you get like some potential of, for a villain, what it could do. And that's what I mean, like, it would have been nice to see even more potential, like, create like robots, and then Superman had to punch them and smash them. But I don't know, maybe you need a bit of a more of a budget for that. Like, create like these little robot duplicates where Superman has to smash them. Ah, yeah, yeah, the danger level. So again, that's actually not too bad of writing where you had to set up that when they heat up, that's when they're dangerous. Because you have this computer. Well, yeah, it would analyze it. Oh, it doesn't think it's dangerous because it's not dangerous yet. It's dangerous when it's heated up. And there's no way the computer would know that. So even that is a little bit more thought process than some of the fucking films I've seen nowadays. And this is for, you know, and like this reminds me of the Fleischer Superman cartoon with these two sliding in and pushing Superman back. I don't know why they always remind me like the Fleischer Superman cartoon. I don't know, it was because those cartoons you would be smashing robots and things of that nature. Again, Superman having to use his wit and his brain, not just the brawn. Like we know he can do with the brawn, but shows he can use his brain too. Fucking shit. You pulled me back, bitch. Yep, now the camera goes pissed off. Gonna bukkake over your fucking face, circuits. That's what the camera goes doing. No bukkake right here. Right into your glory hole. And she didn't like it. Cause she blew her top. She blowing her fucking top. And look at that stuff blown up for real, not just a fucking video game CG sequence. Stuff being blown up for real. Ooh, is it? It looked like she landed wrong. Like her foot landed on the rock. It seemed like that wasn't supposed to happen. It looked like it could have messed up her ankle. Just when she landed, it was on the rock, and it felt like it looked like her fucking foot turned. I guess that's to show that even Vera's alive too. I don't know how she's alive, but I guess that's to showcase that she's alive. And this is pretty much the only time, that these guys are on screen together is this next couple minutes. Which that was a big part of the marketing is coming up with them flying together. Thank you, brother. I always enjoyed this scene too. I think the effects for the time are actually fine, and you have the good natured Superman, you have the fun reactions by Richard Pryor. We're gonna make a stop right over here. I did another reference to something where Annette O'Toole mentioned the diamond ring she had pawned, and this is why Superman does this, because he remembers Annette O'Toole mentioning she had pawned that diamond ring, so he's going to give her a replacement for that. Are you kidding me? This didn't you see us fly out here? It's a nice looking diamond though. And usually, like, Superman gets him a job, but then I don't think he takes the job anyway. Although, I don't know, does he still have that $85,000 check? You'll take the bus. 9-10 miles. Oh, me and... I'm sorry, I'm just enjoying... I miss Richard Pryor. Yeah, we go way back together, yeah. So, I mean, I don't know what happens to his character. 9-10 miles. I guess he just finds another job. Or another hacking, I don't know. And yeah, I don't know if he still has that $85,000 check. But, I guess he'll make it somewhere. He has no job anymore, but I guess he'll find another one, I guess. But it's funny, you know, Superman gave him a job, and he's like, nah, I won't take it. And sadly, like, this didn't go anywhere, because you go into Superman 4, and Lana Lane and Annette O'Toole is nowhere to be found. They just abandoned that. And then it's like they try to do the Lois Lane stuff, and it's like, I don't know. I think Margot Kidder, Sally was a bit worse for wear, and it just is all poorly done, poorly made, poorly written. And you definitely want to see this guy get his comeuppance. There you go. Goodbye. Sorry I'm not saying much, that I'm just watching the film. Because it's been a while since I've seen this, and I'm just listening to the dialogue here as Lois comes back. Now, one of the things about Margot Kidder, I don't know if it's true, but I've heard that the reason she's not in this film much is because she sided with Richard Donner against the Salkinds, and so the Salkinds looked at it as a bit of punishment because of that. I don't know if that's the case, but I think in the future this actually would have been kind of interesting, this love triangle between Lois, Lana, and Clark, and then having to choose which is which. Or maybe as Clark, he's in love with Annette O'Toole, but then as Superman, in love with Lois Lane. I mean, there's potential to play with that, but that's never brought up again in another Superman film. Yeah, I think there's potential for that, but sadly, it's not the case. Yeah, love triangle, I think, could potentially be interesting. And of course, he gotta fix his mistakes, so... this guy again. Arrivederci. Povida. Say, what the fuck? It's like you did it to me again, the fucking dick. Don't break them as a collector's item. It'll be a collector's item, don't break it. That's what I mean, is stuff like this is a bit of personality to it. And then you have the shot from the first movie. It was in the second. Definitely a classic shot. It was a great way to end the movies. Christopher Reeve to me is Superman and will always be Superman. But yeah, Superman 3, I apologize for the commentary not being that great and for the edits. This is one of those films that it's silly, it's goofy, but it's fun. It's sincerely fun. It's joyous. It's entertaining. It's quirky. Likable characters. I like the Annette O'Toole love angle. I love... She seems like a very sweet lady, sweet character. I love the supercomputer sci-fi aspect. I love Richard Pryor. And even in this, gets chuckles out of me. Christopher Reeve is still endearing in his role as Clark Kent Superman. And the Superman vs. Clark Kent battle is, I think, one of the best scenes in the whole franchise. I think it's still got a lot of heart to it. And overall, I still really enjoy the film. Kind of want to wait until the cast shows up. I like the way the credits are done. But you said that for the first two movies. I always thought it was a cool way of doing the credits in a different manner. I thought it's actually a pretty decent looking film technically as well, compared to Superman 4. And this stuff is more endearing to me than just the typical CGI. You just see in Man of Steel and all this stuff. I'm an action guy. I love action, but still. Yeah, Christopher Reeve, Richard Pryor, Jackie Cooper, Annie Ross as Vera. Yeah, Gavin O'Hurley as Brad. May he rest in peace. Yeah, Al Matthews as the fire chief. He was Apone in Aliens. Let's see. Is there anyone stunts that recognize? Yeah. Always enjoyed this film, always will. So, oh well. People don't like it, to each their own. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.